we want to ask you a question, and that is, so everyone wants this. Everyone wants to feel like this. Everyone wants to feel supported by the universe. Everyone wants to feel excited about life. Everyone wants to feel so exhilarated about things that most people would find unimportant or unimpressive. But everyone wants to feel this way because your life is made up of these moment-to-moment experiences that most people are looking forward to their life dream, to their trip of a lifetime, to their buying that car that they've been waiting for, or to retirement, or to finding their dream home or finding their dream mate. And most people who are reaching like that do not realize that life is not made up of those big events. Life is made up of these day-to-day, in the moment, in the elevator, in the hot seat, moving through life, watching the sunset on the train events. That's what life is made of. So when you have become in love with that part of your life, and you are inviting that broader perspective, you're inviting all these non-physical energies, all of those who have cared about this time-space reality and who are now non-physically focused and who still care about this time-space reality. When you make those non-physical energies your vibrational partners, they will show you, they will light pathways for you that will show you the details of life, that will light up your trail for you, that will keep you always moving joyfully down it, you see. So many people have too much time between the high points. And what you are determined to do is have no low points. So it's just high point, high point, high point. And it's a rare person who is up to speed with you enough to even appreciate the details of the simplicity that are ringing your bells in this powerful way.
That's why I'm a comedian.
But this is the demonstration. This is the demonstration of what being tuned in, tapped in, turned on is, you see. So now here's our question to you. So as you accomplish that, and as you live it, and as you are mostly there, as you are feeling it, are you beginning to recognize, a leading question, are you beginning to realize that the people who are wanting it are not necessarily going to get it because they're watching you live it? In other words, as you tune in, you've got a better chance. Let's start here. When you take the time, when you care enough to be residing in that high-flying disc, other people who are not deliberate about it, who are sort of all over the place, will on occasion find themselves in your vibrational vicinity. And because you're always there, you will have more opportunities to uplift them. If you're there and not there, there and not there, there and not there, hit or miss for you, and it's hit or miss for them, there are fewer opportunities for you to shine that light on them. But if you've practiced yourself there, as you are doing, so that you're consistently there, and they rendezvous with you, not really knowing what's going on, but feel a taste of that, for just a moment, they get a little bit of their reset button pushed, you see. So the question that we want to put to all of you, but specifically to you, is when another person is wanting something that they are not anywhere in the vibrational vicinity of, is watching you living it the answer for them?
No.
It isn't. It isn't the answer. So what is the answer for them? The answer for them is finding a piece of something that they care about, focusing on it deliberately, and then watching the outcome. In other words, it's self-empowerment. We want all of you to feel like he feels, but we know watching him feel that way isn't the answer for you. In other words, you got to do what he's doing. You got to care about where you are more. You got to focus more deliberately. You've got to become obnoxiously.
Thank you. Thank you.
Obnoxiously.
Because you know what?
Aligned with the empowerment that is yours.
Because if not, I'll say this, I don't mean it, but I say a lot of things I don't mean. It's obnoxious to watch people who say they want it and don't do the efforting to get there. And I don't mean efforting as an effort. I mean effort as in find your love, and then it's not effort, it's inspiration. Right? So
I
love you.
Success is alignment. And isn't it rich when you've done it on purpose? Creating deliberate creation rather than creation by default. And then watch how many things the universe will yield to you that are completely meaningless to anyone else. They're missing it altogether. But that you are getting the point of every bit of that. Because you're tapped in to a consciousness that knows where you are in relationship to where you want to be, and knows the path of least resistance to give you what you want in every moment, so that the ability to experience a conscious richness of life is now yours. It's what everybody intended when they made the decision to come, and almost nobody is doing.
Shame on me for remembering.
Well,
I don't mean that either.
what do you mean?
I mean that sometimes it's so chronic that there will be times, and this is a bit beyond my understanding, but because of that I don't give too much attention to it. If someone comes my way and they are dissonant within themselves, with the source that is them, I play tricks. I'm a comedian.
How did they get to you?
That's what I'm saying. That's a little bit beyond my understanding. But
well,
either
it's not
way,
beyond your understanding. It's beyond your willingness to acknowledge.
because it doesn't seem fun to look at the person who's not a match to me and
But how'd they
here.
get there? How'd
How?
they get there?
They probably had an asking to be around what I had, and I had it, and it's easy for me to give it.
That's a good point. But in the moment of their vibrational dissonance, why are they there with you?
There must be a reflection.
There is some vibrational dissonance that is not majorly active, but active enough within you that this is your opportunity to work the bugs out of your own dissonance.
Perfect words. I say that. I say that to people.
And so then they're not a pain to you, they are a gift to you.
In turn, I would require them for character development. That's how I look at it, because when I say something, some people say, Daniel, do you even know what you just said? And I say, no, I don't actually. But it changed them, and I say, you know what? What it did for you, it has done for me on other levels, on my personal levels. Because I become uplifted just by having what we would term a leading edge conversation. Because all of my conversations are leading edge.
But this is the thing that's leading to step 4. This is the reason that we're wanting to have this conversation. Is that so you've sifted and you've sorted and you know what you want and you're not a vibrational resonance with it. And so you're feeling the discord of wanting something that for right now you're not living. But then you get tired of that discord, and so you begin aligning your thoughts, and you find a way to become a vibrational match to what you're asking for, and it clicks into place, and it feels good to you when it does, and then the evidence of it begins coming into your experience, so you know you've got it. So you've done step 1, Source did step 2, and now you've done step 3, and you've done that, and done that, and done that, and done that, until you are willing to give yourself the label of deliberate creator. You know you're good at it. So now, you're on the leading edge. You're up there flying high. Much of the world is not. It can be a sort of lonely place.
But it's cool.
You're up there in pure positive energy, but you're still riding on the train. You're still moving through the city. You're still living in the world. You're still aware of other people around you. And these other people who are around you are all over the map vibrationally. And you are with them, you are observing them, and every time you observe them, now in the same way that your relationship with who you really are and who you're being in this moment is always something that you can feel. When you get on this high-flying disc and are moving through the world, not just with the eyes of Source, but with the vibration of Source, tapping in to the captains of industry, tapping in to the masters of society, tapping in to the masters of non-physical, tapping in to that God force energy, tapping in to the power and the clarity of all that not only you were before you came here, but all that you've become since. So now you're tapping into that, and you're moving through the world. So you are a physical representative. You are to others as your inner being has been to you. Now rest with that just a little bit, because we want you to feel, we know that you get what we're talking about when we say there is often a vibrational gap between what you're doing right now and who you really are, and that's what equals your negative emotion. So now let's say that you've been consistently tuned in. You're walking through the world. Now you are to almost everyone you meet as your inner being is to you. And if you want to stay in character, then what you see can't bring you down. And if what you see doesn't bring you down, it's got to bring them up. You see?
True.
That's upliftment at its very best.
I was wondering, what's next? Because it's not about the things, and when you said tapping into...
What next is stability. Stability in vibrational alignment with who I am. And and then getting on with life, because you don't stop. You're not reaching for this high-flying disc because that's the final place to go. You're reaching for it because from that place, it is endless. You open up into a whole new room. You open up into a whole new world. Now you're not separating yourself from those who don't understand. You're embracing those who don't understand. Now you're not finding fault with those who don't understand. Now you are gaining momentum from those who don't understand. Now their questions are adding impetus to your journey, you see.
Yeah.
That's what it's like for us. Your questions add constant impetus to our journey.
Mm. And I have one more question. It's a funny one too. I find it very easy for anything to get my positive attention, because I have the ability to shuffle angles of whatever is before me. And one of the things is musicians. I'm an actor, so there are people who I watch who don't know what it is they do, and because I can see the vibration, I tell people when they ask me, they're like, well, what do you think about this artist or that person? And I can see what they're doing, and I can see if they know if they're doing it or not, and I just say, I just love that they're doing it, but I can't wait until I have that sort of shine and do it deliberately and just, make it look good, I guess, and not make it look hokey, you know what I mean? And one of the songs that I've been singing lately is it's a Drake song, and he's a rapper, and he's from Toronto, and he sings in the song, and he says, I want your high love and emotion, endless, you know what I mean? And I'm like, he doesn't even know what he's doing, but I can see, I watch the music video. Sometimes when he performs that song, I can see when he's on or off, and it you can call it an aura or whatever you want to call it, but it's burning bright. And some people say, Daniel, come on, he's not spiritual, but he is. He just doesn't know it, and to me, that's art.
Alignment, resonance is all that matters, and what comes from it will be a joyful experience in endless expressions. And the thing that is the most difficult for most humans, and we're hearing a very small part of it here that we know you're working the bugs out of, as you are examining manifestations rather than energy, you come to many misconceptions. Most humans are looking at the results of the alignment of people, and then they're categorizing and wanting to identify the rightness or the wrongness, the hokiness or the hipness. Is hipness hokey?
It's cool now. Abraham said it.
Of the results of the vibration, where when you are vibration, when vibration is what you care about, when the results don't matter but the resonance does, then what you begin to notice is that there's a lot of hokiness in nature. In other words, we get how good it feels to be out on the leading edge, but from the leading edge you must embrace everything that led to it, otherwise you can't sustain your place on the leading edge. And that's another aspect of step 4. It's appreciating where I am and appreciating everything that happened that got me to where I am, without looking back with any judgment that where I wasn't as good as where I am. That's a new piece. That's a new piece.
That's great. On a personal note, if you have anything to offer me for what I'm on the precipice of, because I am, any kind words? I'm testing Abraham. No, I'm just kidding.
We know that what you're reaching for is something that feels emphatic, and we resist the impulse to satisfy you in that way for this reason that we've already talked about, and that is, it's the richness of these details that you've been offering through your perfect words that really equals the epitome of joyous life on earth. In other words, it's those experiences. It just doesn't get any better than what you're living. It just becomes more steady. It doesn't get any better than what you're living. It just becomes more chronic. It doesn't get any better than what you're living. It's just that you uplift more to live it.
I love you. This was such a treat.
Very good. Very good.
Thank you.